Welcome back to the Echo of the Soul. There is a conflict that exists inside every human being. It cannot be seen. It cannot be touched. It influences nearly every decision we make. Most people spend their lives fighting battles in the outside world. They struggle against circumstances. They struggle against obstacles. They struggle against other people. But the most important battle has always been within. It is the silent war between the person you are today and the person you have the potential to become. Every morning that battle begins again. Two voices compete for your attention. One seeks comfort. The other seeks growth. One wants the easiest path. The other wants the meaningful path. One whispers excuses. The other demands responsibility. One asks for immediate pleasure. The other asks for long-term fulfillment. The voice that grows stronger is the one you choose to feed. For many people, comfort becomes the default choice. They postpone difficult tasks. They avoid uncomfortable conversations. They delay their dreams until the perfect moment arrives. But perfection never arrives. And over time, what once felt comfortable slowly becomes a prison. The walls are invisible, yet they are real. A life built entirely around comfort often leads to regret, because growth rarely lives inside familiar territory. Growth exists where uncertainty begins. It exists where courage is required. It exists where effort becomes unavoidable. Every meaningful transformation starts with a difficult decision. A decision to leave behind old habits. A decision to challenge limiting beliefs. A decision to embrace discomfort in pursuit of something greater. That decision marks the beginning of self-mastery. Many people misunderstand self-mastery. They think it means becoming powerful. What fears control my decisions? What excuses have I normalized? What beliefs are preventing me from moving forward? Growth begins where honesty begins. The strongest individuals are not those who never struggle. They are those who confront their struggles directly. They refuse denial. They refuse victimhood. They refuse to surrender responsibility for their lives. Responsibility is often viewed as a burden. In reality, it is one of the greatest forms of power. The moment you take ownership of your life, you reclaim influence over your future. Blame gives your power away. Responsibility brings it back. That is why extraordinary individuals focus on what they can control. They cannot control every situation. They cannot control the economy. They cannot control other people. They cannot control every outcome. But they can control their effort, their preparation, their mindset, their discipline. And those factors often determine the quality of their results. Every day presents another opportunity to win the internal battle. Not perfectly, but progressively. You do not need to transform your life overnight. You simply need to refuse surrender. One better choice. One stronger decision. One moment of courage. Repeated consistently. The person you become is shaped by repetition, not intention alone. Many people dream about change. Far fewer commit to the process required to create it. Everyone wants the result. Few embrace the sacrifice. Everyone wants confidence. Few embrace the discomfort required to build it. Everyone wants success. Few embrace the discipline required to earn it. The difference is found in daily choices. Small choices. Invisible choices. Choices that seem insignificant in the moment. Yet over months and years, those choices compound into an entirely different life. This is the principle of self-mastery. Small victories create larger victories. Small acts of discipline create stronger discipline. Small acts of courage create greater courage. Everything compounds. Everything accumulates. Everything matters. Even successful people continue fighting the battle within. Even confident people experience fear. Even disciplined people face temptation. Even accomplished people experience doubt. The difference is not the absence of struggle. The difference is their response to struggle. They continue moving forward. They continue choosing growth. They continue choosing responsibility. They continue choosing purpose. Again and again. Day after day. Year after year. And eventually those choices create a new identity. An identity built on action rather than excuses. An identity built on responsibility rather than blame. An identity built on discipline rather than comfort. And perhaps the greatest realization of all is this. The person you become is determined by what you repeatedly tolerate. What you tolerate in your thinking. What you tolerate in your habits. What you tolerate in your standards. Every excuse leaves a mark. Every compromise shapes character. Every disciplined action strengthens who you are becoming. Character is not built during moments of ease. It is built during moments of decision, when nobody is watching, when nobody is applauding, when nobody is forcing you to continue. Those moments reveal who you truly are, because true strength is developed in private long before it is displayed in public. It is the ability to continue when quitting seems easier, to remain focused when distractions surround you, to stay committed when motivation fades. Many people wait for motivation before taking action, but action often comes first. Action creates momentum. Momentum creates confidence, and confidence fuels further action. The path will never be perfect. There will be setbacks, failures, disappointments, unexpected obstacles, moments when progress feels invisible. Yet every challenge contains a lesson. Every setback contains wisdom. Every difficulty contains an opportunity to grow stronger. The question is not whether challenges will appear. The question is who you will become because of them. Will they weaken you, or will they strengthen you? That choice belongs to you. Pressure does not create character. Pressure reveals character, and whatever is revealed can be improved. This is why self-mastery is a lifelong journey. There is always another level to reach, another lesson to learn, another weakness to overcome, another strength to develop. The goal is not perfection. Perfection is unattainable. The goal is progress, consistent progress, intentional progress, meaningful progress, to become slightly stronger today than you were yesterday, to think more clearly, to act more deliberately, to live with greater awareness. Over time, those small improvements become extraordinary transformations. The process may be slow, but slow progress is still progress. Every step matters. Every effort matters. Every decision matters. So when a voice of comfort calls you back toward mediocrity, remember the future that exists beyond your fears. Remember the potential waiting inside you. Remember that every great transformation begins with a single choice. A choice to rise. A choice to act. A choice to move forward despite uncertainty. Every time you make that choice, you win another battle in the war within. And one day you will look back and realize something profound. Your greatest victory was never over circumstances. It was never over obstacles. It was never over other people. Your greatest victory was over the person you once were. And that victory changes everything. Because before you master life, you must first master yourself.